Okay, everybody, we're going to go over a couple of trades that I took last week. And in the Australian dollar to the Canadian dollar, I've had some really good luck. Overall consistency in this market's doing really well. Here, this red line represents the start of November 2025. And you can see we had an impulsive move coming up right here. Then we had a shooting star candle, followed by an engulfing candle right here. We did not have volume. Actually, we did have volume at 80. 80 is just borderline on this move right here. You see the time frame was 7 a.m. for me. And we ended up moving down to the 1 hour chart on this one and finding that volume was at 91. Let's do that real quick. So here's the same trade. Make sure the timeline is correct, 7 a.m. And this right here, see this engulfing candle? And in fact, there's another shooting star, so that's on the 1 hour also. Okay, so I'm highlighting the vertical right here, and I'm looking at the second number right here, which is the volume indicator that we're looking for, and that one's at 91. So anything over 85 is acceptable. If we get into the 90s, it's really, really good. So on this trade, I got into the market and I got into it right in this area. And I had to get in using the 1 hour chart. Whatever chart shows me the volume, and to me, when volume gets involved, what that means is that there's a lot of people getting into this market at one time in one direction. That's all that means. And if there's other supporting factors involved, like structure and momentum, then typically it plays out to be a really advantageous observation, let's say. So this one, I started on the 4 hour chart to find my structure, and I do that with every one of my trades. And so right over here, so this one, we had a 3 bounce pullback, which is the start first, or which is technically the second bounce, and then this is the third bounce. And you'll see that we had an engulfing candle right here off of that bounce. I went down to the 1 hour and the volume was 88. 15-minute, the volume was 85. So I came back up to the 1 hour and went ahead and got into the market that way. I always do a 2-to-1. Next one over here came up. It was a triple top. And if we just look across right here, you'll see that. And I'll make it a little bit easier for you. So somewhere right in here. So we're writing that area. You can see the other price action that was involved in that area that got rejected from that area. And a lot of times triple tops are a really good setup to watch closely. So I'm going to show you this one. It's pretty obvious that we're up here. We hit the triple top and we made this engulfing candle at 7 o'clock in the morning. And so for me, that's perfect. So this one, when I highlight and I look down to the volume, I see it's only 69. So I cannot take this based on the 4 hour. I have to drop down to a 1 hour, and I come back over to the same trade, double check the price, or double check the time. So you can see it's still 7 a.m. And then I can look backwards from there. And we had a 72, a 61, and a 71. I'm also looking down here also, and then looking across. So I'll highlight this one and then look across over there. So the 1 hour did not give us the volume that we're looking for. And the volume that we're looking for, and I truly believe this makes all the difference, is the volume we're looking for is like a fingerprint from either big money, whoever that might be, and they are getting involved in this market at this time in this direction. So here on the 15-minute, right here, okay? And if you look down, look at volume. So it's this candle right here, and look at volume. Volume's at 95. See that? Okay, so that is a green light for me, but it means that I have to take this trade based on the 15-minute time frame. And so I can't fully do that. I have to come back up to the 4-hour. Bear with me. Up to the 4-hour here and look at it. And I look at the engulfing candle. To me, that engulfing candle was too large, and I didn't want to risk, have my stop loss all the way from this area right in here all the way up to here. It was a little bit too much. So I came back here, excuse me, and decided on a limit order placement, and that's what this one was here. And it just so happened that right after we did that, the market came up, got us in. Be surprised how many times that works, and then just really took off. I mean, the bottom fell out of it right there. So the next one is this one right here. I just want to show you this real quick. So here is we're on the 4-hour chart. Here is a hammer setup. There's the engulfing candle, there's the hammer. And so we had to take this one all the way down to the 15-minute level. Momentum is another thing that is a factor in all of this. Momentum has to be going with the trade direction that we're thinking, or at least not against it. If everything else is really strong and momentum is sideways, then I would consider it. But if everything else is good and momentum is against it, meaning it's pointing in a different direction from what I think the price is going to be going, then I will wait. So this one here, let's drop down real quick. Let's look at a 1-hour, and that's this guy right here. So we're thinking up, and here's the timeline. So let's come back. Right in this neighborhood, we had an 84 right back here. And again, if you just look down here, you can train your eyes so that you can see the ones that are possible and the ones that are not. So on the 1-hour, we do not have, it's really within this time, right in here, and we have nothing there. So we have to go down to the 15-minute, which means if we do find what we're looking for, which is a volume candle on the 15-minute, and I can already see it. I think it's right there. Look down here. Look at momentum. See how momentum is low and it's pointing up right at this candle, which is this candle. Look right here. I'm going to highlight that candle. Look right there. It's a 95. You guys see that? And so what happened, this happened, I wasn't at the computer. So by the time I got to the computer, it was way over here. So this happened late at night, and I don't even see what happened until right in here. So I'm starting to look back here and look at this candle right here. That's an 87. That is another qualifying one, and I really like that, especially since I had a 95 just a couple of hours ago. So I'm looking to get in this, but in this area, which is where I came into the market in the morning, I am too far away from this. I don't just jump in right here as soon as I see all that. So I will wait. I'll go to the 4-hour chart. If I can find it. Hey, bear with me. So I go to the 4-hour chart, and I look at where my stop loss has to be placed. I know it has to be placed in a certain direction or a certain place, so I put that down. And then I look and see about what looks like it, the price could realistically get up in there. You don't want to just go, way up here. 10 to 1, or whatever. So typically I need about a 2 to 1. So I will move this into the area. Now this I might play around with a little bit, but ultimately by setting my stop loss and by setting my take profit, then I can look and I know where I have to be in. See how all that changes? I know where I have to be in order to hit my 2 to 1 ratio. And I'll let the market decide if it's going to do that or not. And sometimes it doesn't, but it at least gets me in a comfortable zone of risk versus reward. So that's it for this one. This is just a little VMS strategy highlighting in real time. These are real markets. I use the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and all these ones down here, about 23 different markets. This is just one market that we got some wins in November. So yeah, I appreciate you if this helps you at all. Feel free to click that like button and help us bring this thing to more people. All right, thanks everybody.